Hey, welcome everyone. Hey, welcome guys. Sharing links. We'll get started in a sec. Hey Jason, how are you? How's your weekend going? Alright, I think all links have been posted now and we can get. Let's see. Sorry. I'm using a thing called Restream to stream to Twitch and YouTube and Facebook at the same time, so this is kind of new for me. Takes a little bit of getting used to. You know what? Just gonna check it here. Oh, there you go. It's posted. All right. I'm gonna get started here while we wait for more people to join. Thank you. This is sorry. This is gonna be the loyalty reward for next month. So I'm just getting started blocking. I'm at the blocking stage. I still need to polish all the shapes and keep adding more objects. There's also a little bit of cleanup to do. Actually, I might I think I might work on the center head instead of the side ones and then just duplicate it. There's a couple of changes I wanted to make to the ears and some other parts of the model. What program is this? This is ZBrush. This is what I use to sculpt minis. I don't know, this guy doesn't look like as aggressive as I want him to look, so I need to adjust more these shapes. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome. I'm kind of figuring out this model as I go. Like, I only have a couple sketches uh, for this concept, so I'm like pulling things from different references that I like. So it's taking a bit more time than usual, but it's also super fun to be able to do that and design the character or the model as I'm sculpting it. Um, Most of the time, we get like finished concept art, and that's what we go with. But this time, I wanted to be have a little bit more freedom. Oh, this part here doesn't look right, so I'm just gonna, yeah. I'm gonna adjust the pose before continuing. I think I'm gonna, like, based on these references, I think I'm gonna open more the front legs and like lower the all the upper body, which is like the rib, from the ribs, front legs, and the, I guess it's not the upper body in a dog, so it would be like the front part. um hmm, just gonna mask everything here. Now this legs look a little bit weird, so let's mask them as well. There you go, that looks better. Let me see if everything's working as expected here. Let's check that we're live. Oh yeah, I think we are. Facebook's good. Twitch. Twitch. Yes, Twitch is good. And Patreon as well. Awesome. Thank you all for joining. Oh, this is still doing its thing. How's your weekend going? Have you done anything fun yet? Oh, this music is a little bit slow. I think I'm gonna change it. That's better. That's what I don't like about T-posing with so many objects. It's starting to take a while to go back to subtools. So I try to not use it as much, but sometimes I like there's no other way, so I have to wait. Will this be only for subscribers, or will we sell the STL as well? The loyalty rewards, we do one every 3 months, and it's for subscribers that have been continuously subbed for 3 months. So this one's gonna be for subs first, but then we're gonna put it up in on my mini factory. So yeah, both things. Just as the Drake we did a couple months ago. Yeah, see, this is taking like way too long. Let's look at this. By the way, for those of you who are watching inside the Custom Play Patrons group, what do you guys think about the contest entries? Have you seen those? I've seen a couple that are pretty cool. Is this done? Yeah. Let's close this and this. Yeah, there's some good entries this month. I mean, last month's were amazing as well, but I feel like there's more people joining this month's contest. I think this Chio doesn't look as bad, so I might just subdivide now. Start adding a little bit more detail. This is not that heavy of a model yet. I don't know why my computer is stuttering yet. Starting to stutter. Diego, bienvenido. Curso online. Tal vez antes de que termine el año, pero no pronto. Tengo algunos cursos ya en Udemy, pero nada nuevo planeado. Estoy planeando un curso de ZBrush pronto. Es cuestión de que encuentre el tiempo para hacerlo. Puede ser antes de que acabe el año seguro. I'll be jumping in from Spanish to English, so feel free to ask uh, in either. I don't know. There's something I don't like about this ear. I think it's the whole head. It's just too chubby. Just gotta keep working on it. Although I don't wanna. I don't wanna focus too much on the head while not sculpting everything else. So. ZBrush para impresión 3D. Sí, justo es lo que estoy pensando. Pero necesito encontrar el tiempo. Usualmente me toma como un curso de 10 horas, grabarlo, planearlo y subir, editarlo y subirlo. Me toma como unas 100 horas de trabajo, tal vez menos, como unas 80. Entonces, pues, sí, por lo menos necesito un mes tranquilo para poder hacerlo. I don't know. Should I keep working on the body? I feel like the body is not that bad compared to some of the objects. Let's add a small base here. Oh. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna bring one of the bases we have finished. Be better than just having a a cylinder there. It's gonna look a little bit better. Actually, I'm kind of about to spoil one of the models from next month. So let's see. I want like an oval one. That's too small. I'm just gonna scale it for now. Or let me see if we have something else. No, I don't think so. I like this one. Let's get rid of this. No, I'm not sure. Let's bring another one. Let's bring a bigger one. Oh my god. I mean, it's probably not the base, but the model is so big that none of these bases will fit. Like, this is the biggest one I have right now, so just gonna duplicate and have two of them like that. Is that Cerberus? Yep. Yeah, it is. By the way, welcome to everyone who's joining. Happy to have you here. If you have any questions about like the process or what software I'm using, feel free to jump into the chat and ask. So the like everything you see right now, it's to like it's, let's say it's lacking detail because I'm still blocking out all the parts of the model, and I'm adding more as I go because I'm like I don't have a like a finished design. I'm still like adding more objects to these guys, so I might be adding more detail to some of these pieces, but I will also be just extracting more and blocking more of the parts that I'm missing. So that's the plan for tonight. I would like to have this guy completely blocked out soon, tonight if possible, before I end the stream. So we'll see if that happens. This part's supposed to be like 4, so I'll be adding like all the 4 details afterwards, just blocking out the volume where it's going to be. The Hound of Hades, hell yeah. No, I don't like that. So each object on the model you're selecting is a different layer in the sculpting program. Yeah, sort of. Like each object is like a they're called tools. So the whole thing is called a tool, and each object, like each separate object, like the layers is here, those are called subtools. So yeah, in a way, they are all separate, but at the same time, they all belong to the same file or project, if you want to call it that. To be honest, right now I feel kind of lost. Not really sure if I should keep adding things or just start detailing the ones I already have. Like I feel that it's still lacking something. I don't know. It's a lot of cleanup to do here. And the reason why I don't know if I should be adding like more pieces or objects to this is because I'm gonna be duplicating a lot of these chains. Once I have the next looking better, otherwise I'm gonna have to edit the chains every time I change the next, so that's not gonna be pretty much until the end. So I don't know if I want to keep adding things or just wait till I have like all the chains in place. That might give it that extra punch I'm looking. Hola Omar, ¿cómo estás? Qué bueno verte por acá. The beard almost looks like a fusion of Roman and Norse with Loki riding him. Well, yeah. Next month on Patreon, we're releasing a Greek-themed collection. So I wanted it to look like like it belongs to, even though it's not from the collection. Like this is the loyalty reward for 3 month for consecutive monthly subs. I still wanted him to like to belong to that collection, so that it can be so that it completes the collection rather than being like a separate release. So that's why it has like that Greek Roman vibe. Hey, Ink, how are you? Might be time for a shirt, or maybe play. What do you want to do? Maybe let's go for shirtless. What's the thing that I like most about this one? I think the complexity of it. Like there's, but that's also the thing I like the least, because I have a deadline for this before the month ends. So it's kind of tricky to finish on time with so many elements. It's not that it's too complex. It's just there's a ton of things that need to be sculpted. So that'll take some time for sure. Doing good. Glad to see someone live streams. Next month will be my first 3 months up. Oh well, then this model will be for you. Ink, did you join live streams like a year ago when I was doing them? Then I took like a break from it, but now I think I'll be back. Hopefully at least once per week. Sometimes it's just not possible due to work, but I'll try to. I think it's time to merge this guy. Just sculpt all the muscles on the. Oh wait, what? How long have I been sculpting digitally? I think around 5 or 6 years. I started learning like 7 years ago, I guess, and like professionally, probably like 4 to 5 years, I'd say. No, I didn't. Oh, really? I thought you did. Well, anyway, I'm glad you're here. Have you guys seen the entries for this month's contest? Why is it doing this? It's so weird. Um, let's try up this. If you haven't seen the entries, you should go to the Facebook group. Check them out. They're pretty badass. Wait, can you guys hear the music? Let me know, cause it seems like it's not playing. There you go. The beard. Finish mine tonight. Oh, did you? Can't wait to see it. Tag me once you post. I'd like to see that. Oh, that's weird. Let me see what happened. Is it just the volume? That's too weird. Um, First time doing OSL. It seems like OSL did great last month. I don't know if you saw like the top 10, but most people voted for those. I mean, they were amazing to be honest, but it really adds to the mini. Voting this month will be a bit different, but still, I think OSL is a um, a good choice for the contest. It's just so weird that this is not playing any sound from the computer. Oh, I guess it was just bugged out. I just clicked on it again and it started working. Let me know if volume's fine. If it's too high, I'll just lower it. All right, now to this guy. Let's These competitions are really pushing me to try new things, and the sculpts are amazing. Well, thank you for that, and I'm glad that you're pushing yourself, because that's kind of the point. Just to keep improving, and yeah, just like sharing techniques and just yeah, I would like to join sometime if I have the time. I suck at painting minis though. Something I really want to put the time, but I just never. I don't know. I guess that's just an excuse, but it feels like I never have the time to paint minis consistently. I paint one every now and then, but like my pile of gray models, it's starting to get bigger and bigger. Let me grab my anatomy thingy, my reference model. Where is it? Oh, here they are. I have these. I think they're called écorchés. Not really sure, but they're super helpful. It's basically a naked dude, but half of him is just like the muscles, so it really helps. Just have as a reference right here. Sculpting and painting are two different mediums. Yeah, they are. I'd like to be good at painting. Not good, but decent. Like I would like to have my my tabletop minis, like my Zombicide minis, for example, painted, or my Orc army, which has been gray for 2 years now. Like if I was just decent at it, I would paint them all. But it seems like every time I try, I just not happy with the results and end up not doing it. And to be honest, I haven't put the time into it as much as I should, so it's all on me. Have you tried using contrast paints? Oh yeah, yeah, I have, and I get better results, and I plan on using them more and more, but still, I would like to keep improving. I feel like one of my let me lower the volume for me. I feel like one of my Blood Bowl teams, like my orcs, my Blood Bowl orcs, came out pretty decently, but I used a lot of metallic paints and contrast paints, and I feel like those make the job a little bit easier. And I mean, I'm happy with how they came out, so I'm gonna take that as a win. But whenever I don't use those, I feel like I don't get as nice results as when I use metallic and contrast paints. Also, painting like a Blood Bowl team is easier than, well, not easier, but since there are less models than an army, um, it's easier to finish. This guy's pretty ripped. Hey, Famas, welcome. How many? Professionally, I'd say like 4 or 5, maybe 5. And the thing is, before, like right now, I'm working full time on cast and play, so I get to sculpt every day, almost all day long. So I feel like these past 2 years at cast and play have been like have helped me improve a lot. And before that, I was more of a generalist, working on video games. So I worked at studios, did UX for some big tech companies. So I did sculpt, but I also had to do a lot of other things at my job. So yeah, I would say like 5 years of just sculpting. And I used to be an environment artist, not a character artist. So I always enjoyed characters though. But for some reason, I ended up getting more jobs as an environment artist, and that's what I did for a long time. Well, not that long of a time, but a couple years. It's also very different, sculpting miniatures from like video game stuff, like assets. So it took some time to get the hang of it. Why do you use ZBrush over Forger? Well, first of all, Forger is newer, so I've been like when Forger came out, I was already using ZBrush for a couple of years, so that's reason number one. I used to travel a lot for work. I'm based in Mexico, but I had to travel to the U.S. For two weeks every month. So I would like bring my iPad and use Forger, and I like it very much, especially because most of the shortcuts are shared, so I didn't have to relearn the software from scratch. But it just doesn't feel like ZBrush. It could be that I'm very used to how ZBrush feels, and it could also be that Forger is not quite there, but I think it's the first one. And also, like, preparing files for 3D printing, I don't know if that can, maybe it can be done now, but when I was using it, it couldn't be done. So I always, like, sometimes I would use Forger to start something, start blocking out things, especially when I was on the go. But if I'm near my laptop, I wouldn't take Forger over ZBrush. And the reason I don't use Blender over ZBrush is because, like, I'm just used to ZBrush, but Blender could be a good replacement of ZBrush. Like, I know many professionals using Blender instead of other 3D tools. Like, not only for 3D printing, but also for animation, video games, like all sorts of things. Video editing. It's a great piece of software. Now that I've been like recording more videos for YouTube, I've noticed that I always bring the model to the right bottom side of the screen, and I keep working like that for hours without using the whole screen. Not that it matters, but I just feel that that was kind of weird that I never noticed that I did that. And I'm trying to use more screen space now. I think it'll be better. Like I can focus on the complete model if it's bigger in my screen. I don't know. Let's try to work something here with the amount of geometry you have right now. I don't want to subdivide this yet, so I'm just gonna stretch this amount of polygons as much as I can and then move to something else. Jason, yeah, you're welcome, of course. I tried the free version of ZBrush, but everything looked like Dobby from Harry Potter. Well, it takes time. Yeah, that's gonna, like, using different tools is not gonna make it easier to sculpt. So let's just say that first. And to be honest, I don't think ZBrush has the best like UI for new users. I feel like it's at least it was for me when I started learning. It was very good, and even now I don't find myself like learning the new tools they come up with. I just use whatever I know how to use, because there's a lot of menus, and I feel like there's like all 3D softwares have this problem. I think I don't know if it's a problem or not, because it's a tool, not like a game that's supposed to onboard you. But I feel like this the ZBrush interface, it's just confusing as fuck. You just can't sculpt. Well, it takes some practice, but I bet you can learn. Like my first sculpts look awful, and I want to say that they don't look that awful now. So I definitely learned. Like I wasn't good when I started at all, and I mean there's still a long way. To become a better artist, but I feel like with practice you can get there eventually. It's just a matter of practicing. It's a slow process. It's not gonna take 1 week or two. It's gonna take probably years, at least months, to get something looking decent. Hey, hello. Welcome. Oh, these hands, like sausages. Let's work a little bit on them. That's why I took the course. I got the software, got in. I was like, the fuck is this? How do I even close it? ZBrush UI is really hard. Yeah, it is. Fusion 360, is that's more like for industrial modeling, right? Like for pieces and prototypes, right? I'm really sure. Never used Fusion. As I got into 3D printing last year and slowly ventured into 3D modeling. So far, my experience has kit bashing. Well, kit bashing is a great way to learn. It's a great way to get things looking good without actually sculpting anything. Like you can grab a couple of good looking models and make something that looks pretty cool without actually knowing like anatomy and how to actually sculpt. So it can be pretty fun. CAD, yes. What is this? Let's cover him up. I see that there's a couple of people in the chat. Not really sure how many people are watching, because this thing is kind of bugged. So it's been at 0 since we started. So regardless of that, welcome to everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and feel free to hop into the chats. What are you guys up to this weekend? Anything fun? Just isolate this because the computer is getting a little bit slow. I really need to save like some good looking hands so that I don't have to sculpt them every time. And I say this every time I sculpt hands and I just don't do it, so I guess that's on me. And it's not something that I particularly enjoy doing every single time because it's just repetitive. I need to spend like a whole morning doing like one super nice hand and just save it so that I can reuse that. Father's Day. Oh yeah. Do you have kids? Let's try to block out the knuckles here. No? Spend it with your dad? That's cool. I feel like this guy would have like super fat fingers. Like he's been riding a giant Cerberus, so he has like this strong fingers. I can never sculpt hands without looking at my own hands. I always forget how these lines go. Should we make the hands bigger? No, I think they're fine. Maybe the ears. I think it's time to remesh this. Maybe a weird question, but do 3D artists use like a template library, like male, female faces and bodies? Yeah, we do. Of course. I mean, for personal projects, I would start from scratch just because it's fun. But if you have a deadline, I mean, sometimes like deadlines on especially in the video game and animation industries, they're crazy. So you gotta be using like base meshes. Like you cannot be wasting time. And it's not like you're just importing things and keep bashing something. Sometimes, I mean, usually I guess 3D artists don't do that as much as say like a concept artist. Like I've seen concept artists use more. There's some concept artists that use 3D to sculpt something quick and then paint over that. And I've seen a lot of them use like pre-made parts. But in the end they edit the image so much that you cannot tell that they are doing that. So it's just a way to make the process faster because you have to meet the deadlines. Otherwise you're probably getting fired. So yeah, that's something that happens. And most sculpts done for like, there's just no I started this with a base mesh for both the dog and the and the dude. But let me show you. Let's save before. I'll show you the base mesh, and you'll see how much I edited the thing. It's just a way to get you started faster. I guess some artists do have like libraries of things they've made over the years and kept them, and that's something that I haven't done and I regret not doing, because it would like for the hands, for example, I could save at least half an hour if I had pre-made hands. The base mesh that I used is the stock one that comes with ZBrush, which is this one. So it doesn't look nothing like the thing I have, but I started with this just to have like the basic shapes, right? Like I know the head's here, legs, body. All right, let's go. Anyway, oh, where did my project go? Is there a standard or everyone sculpts their own? I mean, you can go online and look for, like, there's a ton of free base meshes. There's artists that are more famous or popular than others, so naturally more people use their base meshes, but there's just so many of them. Like, I just use the ones that I liked. I actually purchased mine from an artist that I like a lot, that I can't remember his name, but I bought this human base mesh from him and then edited that to like from that one. What I did was edit the human base mesh to have like 10 different for every single race, like fantasy race. So I have like half orcs, halflings, gnomes, elves, humans. They're nothing crazy, they're just basic shapes. So but I have them scaled correctly, so I don't have to worry about them being weirdly scaled. I know that that when I import them, the size of the model is gonna be good when 3D printed. It's gonna be a 32mm mini. So that's the main reason why I did it. It probably saves like 40 minutes to an hour. It's not that much, but I mean, every minute counts. Cerberus front shoulders seem to fall inside of the inside what? Cerberus front shoulders seem to fall in the side head's throats. Oh, like this? I'm not really sure. I might need to look up some reference for this part. That's why I haven't touched it as much. Like I was saying before, I'm still like blocking out the main shapes and all the elements. That's why everything looks so blobby and chubby. But like I'm trying to find like the main shapes before committing to something and start adding all the details. Let's bend this a little bit. Thanks for explaining. Yeah, of course. You're welcome. I know a lot of artists that take pride from starting everything from scratch every time, but I mean, they're all just tools to get the job done, so I don't know. If it's like, as I said, if it's like a personal piece and you do enjoy doing everything from scratch, that's fine. it's valid. But if you have a client and you need to deliver, because then someone else's work depends on you delivering that, then it's pretty important to finish when you're supposed to. Which, like in video games or movies, like models come are one of the first things done in the pipeline, so you better finish on time, otherwise you're gonna put everyone else behind of their schedules. Oh, this is looking so bad, but I need to. I guess it's. Yeah, I guess it's a good time to remesh. I hope I don't lose a lot of detail. What's the thing I love the most about sculpting and the one... What's the thing I love most about sculpting and the one I hate the most? The thing I like about it is that it's pretty relaxing. And just like drawing, like once you have something like that looks really cool, the end result is super awesome. It's a super awesome feeling of creating something. And the thing I hate the most is probably deadlines. Like most of the time I feel like I could keep working on a piece to make it better, but just time doesn't allow to. So, and I guess it's part of sculpting when you do it every day. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe if I took like 2 months for a piece, it wouldn't be that much of a difference. But I've never done it, so I don't know. I guess the body's fine for now. Let's just work a little bit on the face and then move to something else. This nose is ugly, so... What's the tablet I'm using? That's a Cintiq from Wacom. That's the brand. They're not cheap, to be honest. I used to use like other brands of tablets, but I've always felt like the quality on these things is way above those other ones. So I just saved up and bought this one not that long ago, like probably like 5 months ago, and I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely not a must to be able to work. Like you could use pretty much any tablet on the market, but this makes it even more fun than it is. Like sculpting or drawing directly on the tablet is super fun. No, it's not 32. It's the 24. It's one of the newer ones. I wanted the 27, which they are not making anymore. And then, like, I always wanted the 22 HD, I think it was called. Like, it came out, like, I don't know, some years ago. That's, like, what most studios use. And I like that one because it has, like, the legs raise the tablet, like, a couple inches from the desk. And you can have your keyboard in front. So I don't know why they stopped doing that. Like the new stands, I don't think they're good. Like my tablet right now, it's standing on cans of what is it called, of tuna, just to raise it up a little bit, because I'm not gonna buy like a 300 stand that it doesn't allow for the keyboard to be on front. Like, oh sorry. So I wanted the 22 one, and then they stopped making it, and they only did, I think, 16 and then 27. So there was nothing in between those, which is what I wanted. And then they came out with this one, which is the 24 inch one, and I just bought it because I thought it was gonna be perfect, and the size is perfect. But now they got rid of the standard, I don't know what it is called, but the thing that goes behind of the tablet or any monitor, which allows you to mount it on a mount. And now it's like a totally different thing, so you have to get an adapter to then mount it into something else, which is just stupid. So I just have it as you see. I looked into the 16, but expensive to start up hobby. Yeah, don't buy that if you to start. I would suggest look for the Bamboo, or maybe there are Chinese brands that are super cheap. But I think that I started with a Bamboo, and I used that for a couple of years. Like I went through college with that one, and maybe then an Intuos, and those are pretty cheap. You can get one for probably like $50, and they're good. Like this is just like a I'm not gonna say unnecessary, because I do like it a lot. It makes work more enjoyable, but you definitely don't need one of these. .22-inch Huion are cheap. Is USA 4K or 1080? Mine is 4K. It's the newest one without touch, so I don't use that, and it was like way cheaper. So yeah, 24-inch 4K, no touch, Cintiq Pro. I don't know how to spell that. I'm just gonna call it Huion. Those Huion tablets are pretty good. Like I used one of those before this one for probably 4 years. And it didn't felt quite as good as this one, but it was pretty close. Like For the price, I would say they're even better. Like the difference you get from these ones is not worth the price difference. It's a very minor upgrade versus the big difference in price. There's another brand called Oogie. That's UGEE. Those are pretty good as well. Very Huion. What's next month's theme? That's gonna be Greek. I can't remember the name. Give me a sec. We just decided the final name. It's I don't wanna get it wrong. It's Mythical Clash, something like that. You're gonna have a lot of monsters this time, Greek-based monsters. There's gonna be a boss that's badass. It's gonna be huge, and a couple of heroes which are they're all artificers. Artificers. I don't know how to say that, but they're all artificers or whatever, however you pronounce that. There's Warforged, and there's a oh god, how can I not remember? There's the Warforged dude, and there's a pet that it's a pet slash mount, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And another hero that I didn't sculpt, so maybe that's why I cannot remember. But anyway, it's gonna be a badass month. By the way, playlist came to an end, so let's look for something else. Man, cheers for the info. I support you guys and have for a while. Love your work. Keep it up. Thank you, man. Thank you. I do appreciate the support. I don't know, what do you guys feel like listening to? It's kind of limited, otherwise we get, like, the audio gets blocked on YouTube and Twitch, so I use like no copyright. I think they have copyright, but they come from a site where you can purchase like a license to use their music, so it's not like I can pick whatever. Let's do this gaming playlist. Let's see what people who game a lot listen to. Great work, keep it up. Thanks for all the effort you put into these sculpts. Oh no, thanks to you for the... Oh wait, what the fuck? It crashed? Oh no, it didn't. Thanks to you for the support. Really appreciate it. And thanks for being here. I think the body is looking fine. We can jump now to something else. Let's work a little bit on these belts. I don't feel like that's gaming music. I was expecting more like EDM shit and whatnot. Yeah, let's skip this one. You got any spoilers for the loyalty? You're looking at it, man. There's your spoiler. Great works always. Thank you, man. Thanks for the tips you gave while sculpting, of course. If you have any more questions, feel free to shoot them. I'm gonna zoom out just so that you can get a better look of this. This is super early, so don't expect them. Don't think this is almost finished. I would say I'm like at 30% of the process. There's still a lot of things to add, and almost everything needs to be polished, and I need to add detail to everything. So there's still a lot of changes to be made. Do you have a concept artist in your team? Yeah, actually, now that we can afford it, we have I want to call it a team of concept artists, which are 2 to 3 sometimes, but most of the months 2. And whenever we need like more help, we get like a couple more hands on it. So yeah, we get to start discussing the designs way before we start sculpting, so that's super helpful. I think that's like, thanks to that, we've been able to improve the sculpts a lot, because first of all, sculptors don't have to think about the design of the character while sculpting, which takes a lot of time, and that's pretty good. And second, we can iterate a lot more. So we start with an idea, and then we can explore things before committing to anything. So it's really been super helpful to be able to have the concept artist join. You always come up with such good ideas that I was wondering if you have a concept artist behind. Yeah, of course, but it's not just the concept artists drawing whatever they come up. Like we have long calls where we discuss like new ideas. We look at a ton of references of things that we like. We read a lot of like fantasy texts, and we're trying to brainstorm a lot, so that because at this point we've put out so many miniatures that we don't want to keep putting out generic things. Otherwise we're gonna run out of ideas eventually. So we try to put a lot of thought into every single model. And I don't know if you noticed, but now we're putting out also cards with a little bit of that backstory we did for the concept art. And I think people do like those, because it helps like sell the character more. But yeah, it's a whole process. Whereas before we were just like 3 sculptors. Well, like we were always 3 from the beginning, but we all had like other jobs. So we were working part-time on this, and we designed the characters while sculpting them, and did way less characters and not as unique ideas, I would say. Like we were mostly grabbing a ton of references and things out from our minds, and just seeing what happened. Sometimes we had like good looking minis, some other times they didn't look quite as good, but we've been trying to improve the process overall. And we're all friends, like we have all been working on other projects and companies before, and we know each other. So it's not only adding more people to the process and being able to put out better content, it's also like working with people that we know and that we care about, and that that we know that we can do great work together. What's the size of that base? It's actually it's two 50mm bases. It's 50 by 50, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So I would say it's 10 by 5. I didn't have one that's big enough, so that's why I just put 2 together. For this model, we or I don't actually have like a finished concept, because they were working on the next month's collection. So I have some explorations and sketches right here on my second monitor, and some like references that I liked. So that's why going a little bit slower than usual because I'm trying to grab what I like the most from all these sketches and these explorations. But it's also fun to do it, like not to be bound to the concept art for once. Well, not for once, but every once in a while, it's refreshing to be able to do this. Although I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the deadline, so really need to finish this before the end of the month. And we have the new collection coming out, so there's a lot of work to be done. But I'll just put in the extra hours if needed. I don't want to compromise quality for these loyalty sculpts, so I'm willing to put as much time as needed into this so that it's awesome. Thanks for sharing the behind the scenes. Give a lot of insight behind your model. Yeah, of course, man. There's no reason to keep anything secret. Now this is gaming music, right? Theme: Artificers enter the labyrinth. That's a cool name. Although most of the logos and renders have been done already, so I don't know if we can change it at this point. Appreciate the time and effort you put into the models. Love the cat people from this month. Absolutely love them. Thank you, man. I'm glad you like them. Put a lot of effort into those guys. And it actually made me like I wasn't, well, not me, but the players for my campaign, my D&D campaign I'm running right now, they didn't have, well, they actually don't have any tabaxi right now, but I'm planning on using them. I was not until we had until we made those models, and now I'm considering like adding some NPCs or maybe an encounter, something, because I really like the how those models came out as well. Though I did break a bowstring, but the model still looks awesome. Well, you can always fix it, right? It's just a string, so maybe you can grab like a support from another model and just glue it. It's pretty late here, almost 2 a.m. It's a shame I have to go to bed. Good night. Good night and happy sculpting. Are you sculpting this stream? Are you uploading this stream for watching later? It's supposed to upload itself once I'm done, so I think so. I'm not recording anything, so unless it's done automatically, I like that's the only way this would be up. But in the past, it usually does itself. It does save itself. So like I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, so I'm sure one of those will save it. And I'll try to be sculpting live more. So if for some reason it does not go up, I'll be doing this next week as well. So don't worry. This looks super messy. Let's remesh. Glad to hear. See you, man. Have a good night. Take care. ZBrush Core worth it, or is Pro better in general? To be honest, I don't know. I've never used ZBrush Core or the new one that just came out. I don't know the name. I haven't used Sculptries either, so to be honest, I don't know. I don't want to say something dumb. So if what I can say is that if you are going to take sculpting seriously and or at least professionally, I'm pretty sure you need the pro version. But again, I might be saying dumb things right now. I don't know. I thought about that, but for now I've just cleaned things up. So right now it looks great even without the string. I also had fun with edgerows that are awesome. Are you painting anything for the contest? The entries look so good, man. And there's still like a week left, I think. So this week's gonna be nuts. Like all the majority of the entries are gonna be this week. Well, that's what I expect. I don't know. Should I put boots? I think what I'm gonna do is just like bandages for the feet. No painting yet, just printing and now priming for better photos, but I have not plunged into painting. Gotcha. Yeah, that's me as well. Thanks for streaming. You're very welcome. Thanks for staying for almost an hour and a half. Wait, are you the same Jason from before? Oh yeah, you are. Sorry for that. Yeah, thanks for staying to watch the stream. Really appreciate it. It's super fun. I used to do it like last year, but then I got like I was not working full time on cast and play, so and I got a very good job offer, so I wasn't sort of allowed to not allowed, but just contracts are weird. But that's why I took a break from this. But now that I'm full-time here, I'll be doing it more and more. I've been full-time at Cast and Play for a couple months now. Around 3, I would say. Yeah, I started end of March, starting April, around that time. So I still needed like a little bit of time to get everything together before I came back here. But it's super fun to stream. And now I recently got into making YouTube videos, which I'm not great at yet, but I'm still learning. Like taking the footage and then editing and like coming up with cool ideas for videos and keeping it consistent, like at least one video a week. That's been a challenge, but it's fun, something that I really wanted to do. This looks a little bit blobby right now, like all these bandages, but I'll need to polish them afterwards. Right now I'm just getting everything in place. And to be honest, I'm not really sold on the idea yet, so I don't want to spend too much time on this in case I don't like it. I kind of want to start adding some colors to this just to help differentiate some of the elements. There's so many elements that I don't know if it's a good time to do it or not. I guess it couldn't hurt, right? This is gonna be like leather. I want some like golden accents. So probably like the buckles. This is supposed to be like fur, so just gonna keep it light like that. And now all the belts. This just helps differentiate like certain objects from the other ones. It's not doesn't have to do anything with the final result, so just it is fun to do and it helps a little bit, so that's why I do it. I think these would be like bone. And this is like a whip. So maybe something dark like that. This can be like copper, I guess. And these chains are gonna be a pain because there's just a lot of pieces. This playlist is so weird. It went from like super hyped music to this. Oh, this is gonna take forever. I'm not really sure about these helmets. I should save. I haven't saved in a while. I don't want this to crash and lose all the work I've done. What should we do with this cloth? Oh, like red? Let's do something dark for the base. I don't want the base to take too much attention from the rest of the piece. We're almost done coloring everything, so we might as well just go ahead and finish. Oh, this playlist over as well. Let's see. What else do we have here? Cinematic. That should be pretty epic, right? Cinematic fantasy. Let's go with that. Never mind, that's too slow. Well, let's see if there's... Oh yeah, it's just gonna be so slow. Now let's choose something else. Happy music. Let's just go with that. Class. Let's do. Now it's a good time to save before something weird happens. Welcome everyone who's watching on Facebook and YouTube. Not a lot of people on Twitch, but welcome as well. Those few of you who are there, feel free to ask any questions about the process or the software in the chat. Getting tired here, so might as well end stream soon. Let's do it's been an hour and 40. Let's push till a bit over 2 hours and then we'll call it at night. So that's like 20-25 more minutes of sculpting. What do I want to do with this? I feel like it's too dark already. We're almost done coloring everything. Right now, didn't wait more. What else am I missing? This part, let's go for like a lighter blue. Or do we want to go gold? I think that looks cool. Yeah. What are we missing? Oh, the ice. Yeah, it looks nice. Just paint a little bit more of color here. I'm just trying to do this super quick. I'm trying to be precise at all. Just want to separate all these parts. These heads are not final, so I'm just gonna do a super quick pass of color here like that. Pretty much. Now, what if we go ahead and sculpt the feet? This is another one of those things I would like to have already done. Actually, in order to do this, I'm just gonna have to separate the feet, otherwise I'm gonna lose a lot of detail remeshing and remeshing these to pull out the toes. So let's just split, and now we have it as a separate part. It's gonna be pretty ugly for the first while, but it's gonna end up looking alright. Actually, let's dynamesh this, it's gonna be easier. It's too big. Let's bring it down a little bit. I always struggle with feet, so it's gonna take me a while to get right. Most of this is gonna be covered by the bandages, so I don't know how much detail we want to put in here just right now. Alright, that looks better. At least from a distance. He might need some pants now. Yeah, we don't want his butt out like that. I'm thinking, do we want a cape? I think a cape would be pretty cool on this guy. What do you guys think? Would you put a cape on him? Like a red cape, like this cloth that's hanging from the saddle. In the meantime, cape would look good. Alright, let's try it. If we don't like it, we can always get rid of it. Just gonna add this sphere right here. So many things here blocking my view that it's starting to get a little bit hard to place things. This is supposed to be, well, it's not supposed, it's nothing yet, but it's gonna be shit, like fur, like same thing as in here. Let's do some quick blocking just to make sure we remember what this is later on, instead of leaving that sphere there. Oh shit, didn't turn on symmetry. Oh man, it's getting too hard to move things here. So many objects blocking the way. There you go. Alright, let's do a little trick. This is too thin. Just thicken this a little bit. This is not post yet, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do for the post. So since the cape has no there's no need to have symmetry for the cape, I'm gonna go with something pretty exaggerated here, because I'm thinking about how it will look in the end. What is this music? What the hell? Oh, really? Ice cream upside down? Alright, let's skip that one. What the hell? What's up with that ice cream truck music? Yeah, I think this will work. Let's add some detail to this since it's supposed to be fur as well. And I'm not committing to anything right now. Just trying to finish blocking all the pieces and making sure it sort of looks not finished, but that it has all the pieces that it needs so that I can imagine how it'll look in the end before before detailing any piece to a final point. So something like this, even though this is not how it's gonna look in the end at all, gives me a pretty good at least when I zoom out of how it'll look. Now we need to cover that butt. I don't know why I keep sculpting the butt. I'm gonna cover it, so let's just do that right now. What do you want to do? Shorts or like leather pants? Yeah, let's do that. Leather pants. Just gonna split this. He looks sort of like a Greek superhero or something, like Loki or. This should all be part of the armor. Loincloth. Let's go for something dark for the pants. Maybe like that. That's my bedtime reminder. Is this fur and the red cape too much like Santa Claus? Should I change the color of the cape? Maybe someone just asked you if we're making Krampus. Oh, really? I didn't get that message. Can you react to the video called "Secret Message in Haru"? I don't really. I'm not sure if I should do that. What is it about? Are you trolling me? It's a good Japan music. Give me a minute. I'll think about it. Let me look it up. I don't know what that is. Nah, man, that. What is that? Let's see. Secret message. Well, there's not a video with that exact name, so. Pink flowers as a thumbnail. Okay, I see which one. Um. No. Not falling for it. I don't know. I'll look at that after the stream, but I don't think I should do that live. Yeah, I'll do it afterwards. I just like skimmed through the video. Uh, I don't know what the hell I looked at, so I have to go back and just watch it later. Thanks for the recommendation, though. Let's remesh this. Oh no! I lost all the color. Shit. Let's pick it before remeshing. Okay, let's pick something else for the cave. What about blue? I feel like red looks kind of cool. Maybe just another shade. And I don't like this one either. Let's see. Oh wow, it's already 2 hours and 10 minutes almost. This past 20 minutes went by super quick. I'm feeling kind of tired, so this might be a good time to end the stream. Although I want to make a little bit more progress in this. I'll stay for like 5 more minutes just to wrap everything up. I think we made very good progress today. This thing is starting to take shape. There's still a lot to do though. A lot to do. I just noticed that we're missing one of these in here. Let's work a little bit on the face here. Let's turn that up for a little bit. Let's work on this face or the whole head for a little bit, and then we'll call it a night. I don't do like a lot of dog sculpting, so this is kind of like a nice challenge for me here. There's some weird songs in this playlist, man. It's like they don't have anything to do with like, I don't know who put this list together, but they're definitely weird. See? Like, what does that have to do with the other songs? Oh, this looks kind of funny here. Alright guys, 2 hours and 15. I think that's gonna be it for me today. Getting kind of tired. It's been a long day, so I'm just gonna finish up these teeth and then we'll call it a night. If you have any last questions or comments, just send them my way. I'll try my best to answer them. And I'll try to be here. Like, this was super fun. Had a lot of fun today. If possible, if I have time tomorrow, I'll try to do another one. If not, I'll see you guys next week, because next weekend, because this week it's gonna be super intense. Like, we have to do a lot of work to finish all the models and promo material, renders, cards for the new collection that's releasing on the 3rd of next month on Patreon. So yeah, I won't have time to stream during the week. Maybe during the weekend. Love the end of the mouth brush, making sure I've not forgotten to download anything. We made some updates on some, especially in the pre-supported files. So I would suggest, I've been suggesting this to everyone that asks, I would suggest to download everything again at the end of each month, just to make sure that you have all the most recent files. Because it would be super spammy if we notified everyone for every single change. Because we keep getting like requests and suggestions about like changing some supports, like maybe an arm is having a hard time, like a pre-supported arm from a model, so we change that. Then maybe just edit a model a little bit. So we keep like updating the files. So I would suggest just re-downloading everything by the end of the month to make sure you have the best version of all the files. That's what I'm trying to say. This is not correct at all. That's not correct either, right? Trying to figure this out with the reference I have here. I think this is what's not working. Yeah, that looks better. trying to get the anatomy right. So what I had was like the first approach I did, so it wasn't correct at all. This looks way better. I like how the head's starting to look, the mouth, like all that detail helps. I'm gonna be duplicating this head for the other two, so I'll be working way more on this one before I do that. But that way I'll save a ton of time, and then once I do that, I'll just need to change the pose and the expression on each one of them so that they're all different. I still feel like the helmet makes it look kind of dumb, so I might get rid of that to something else. Alright guys, pretty happy with the progress made today. Still a lot to do. I'll try to stream again this guy, otherwise I'll have to just finish him offline, and you'll see the end result for sure, because this is releasing next month, so yeah, I need to take some time away from this to make sure I'm not making a lot of mistakes. So I'm gonna save right here, and I'm just gonna stay for a couple more minutes in case you have any more questions or just to hang out. Thank you all for tuning in. It's super fun to do these live streams. So thanks for being here, for chatting. Let's see if there's any comments on Facebook. Oh, by the way, let me show you. How do I change this? Let's. Thanks for sharing the process. Of course, man. You're very welcome. Oh, that's not what I meant. How do I get rid of that? I want to show you some of the entries for the next painting contest we're holding. There you go, window capture, that's what I want. Crow. Oh, that's not doing anything. You know what? I'm just gonna capture the whole display. There you go. Watching you work on dogs, I feel like I need a mini with a hunting pack. That would be dope. Oh. Come on, what's going on here? Alright, I feel like that, like, I don't know, I just messed up like the whole stream, so I'm just gonna roll with this. Let's accept requests. And yeah, just take a look at this. Like, that's amazing. Oh, I really liked this one, and it's on FDM. You can see the lines, but it's still an awesome job. Like, this is crazy. What the hell? Oh, take a look at this one. So the winner will be taking a Photon printer. Second place will be getting a Photon as well. Third, I can't actually remember. I love this one. It's just so cute. He even grabbed like some of the props we did and made his own base, which is super cool. I also like his style very much. It's kind of stylized, kind of cartoony. I love this. Oh, this one's epic as well. Look at that. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm glad I'm not the one that's gonna decide who wins. Like, we're gonna vote on Patreon. We're gonna post a poll with the top 10. So I'm happy that I don't have to pick, because like, there's a lot of good entries. So here it is. First place gets Anycubic Photon 0 plus Pro Acryl expansion set, which is Creature Caster's line of paints. Plus obviously free Patreon month. Second place gets printer plus Patreon month for free. Third place, pack of paints. Fourth to 10, free Patreon month. And we're also going to be giving away another Pro Acryl expansion set, which is actually let me show you. It's like a set of 8 paints, I think. It's a really nice one. I really like those paints, and I think they work super well. Pro Acro. It's one of these ones. One of these expansion sets that comes with 9 different paints. It's not this one exactly. I think it's number 1. Or if they're all out of stock, just the one that's in stock. But they're pretty good paints, and yeah, you can. Oh no, not that. Let's just scroll. You can see last month's entries, which were amazing. Which I'm guessing they're pretty far down here. Oh, there's even a video you can take a look at on this YouTube channel. Where are they? Here they are. Like, look at that. That OSL was amazing. Like, all of these 10 entries were top notch. It was hard to pick those 10, but they were all pretty good. Of course they are out of stock. They were not out of stock a couple weeks ago though. Like a couple of these guys, I think third place got one of those paint sets, and they arrived like in 3 days. I don't know. I think he's in Europe. I can't remember. But yeah, it took no time at all. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been super fun, but I gotta go rest now. It's pretty late here. It's midnight, so I'm gonna just hit the sack now. I'm using this app to stream into multiple platforms, and I don't know how to end it. Oh, that's what I did. Now I fixed it, I think. All right. Hold that. Let me save, and then we'll end stream. File saved, syncing with Dropbox, and we're all good now. Thank you all for tuning in. Please give it a like. It helps a lot with the algorithm. Subscribe, share this video. It helps a lot. And I think that's it. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good Father's Day tomorrow, or today, I guess. Stay safe. Take care. Sleep well. Thank you all for tuning in. See you, HMX. Thanks for staying till the end. And as soon as I find the button to end the stream, I will do so. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm looking for it on the browser when I should just stop OBS. Sorry for that. I'm just too tired. See you guys. Take care. Have a good night.